Hello and welcome to a special video presentation from the team at art+object. We're very pleased to announce the publication of our first dedicated art+object magazine called Content, which I'm holding here, which is now officially available. You can collect a copy from art+object, or you can view the magazine online, of course. Content is a celebration, something that we've been wanting to do for a long time, a celebration of New Zealand's visual arts in the world and here at home in New Zealand. The lead story is an interview with Bill Culbert on site at the La Pietà church complex in Venice during the Venice Biennale. Now, Bill Culbert's show is currently on view. 500,000 people will visit Venice this summer to visit the Venice Biennale, and many of those will see probably one of the most important New Zealand art exhibitions in recent years on the international stage. I was fortunate enough to travel to Venice to meet Bill Culbert, to see the exhibition and to mix and mingle with the Venice patrons who do such an important job of supporting New Zealand at the Venice Biennale. In addition to the article on Bill Culbert, which is illustrated with absolutely gorgeous photographs by Jennifer French, I also took the time to explore the wider Venice Biennale, which is quite an extraordinary presentation. The Times in London have said it's the best Biennale in more than a decade. It's the first one I've been to, so it was a new experience for me and something that I would really recommend to all New Zealand art fans at some stage to get to the Venice Biennale. The Venice Biennale is on until November the 24th, so there's still a bit of time to get to see that, but something that's coming up right now is Sydney Contemporary, taking place between the 19th and the 22nd of September. The art+object team is looking forward to going, and we have an exclusive interview with the director, a respected Sydney gallerist, Barry Kaldulis, who tells us just why Sydney Contemporary should really be on our shopping list. In the heart of the magazine are two quite personal stories, and I really would like to thank at this stage Damien Skinner, Michael Dunn and John Perry for their assistance, and, as well as Ruben Patterson, of course, their help in some of the research that was required to put together the story on Theo Schoon. From Rotterdam to Rotorua is the title of the article, and it charts the legacy of, I think, one of the real unsung heroes of the New Zealand art scene. We're very pleased to include in Content an exclusive interview with Sue Crockford, who retired earlier this year after 28 years as one of the country's leading gallerists. For nearly 3 decades, Sue Crockford Gallery was the go-to location to go and see some of the really great exhibitions by some of our most important artists. There's a wonderful interview with Sue in the magazine and some very early archive photo where Sue talks about her inspiration to become a gallerist and her philosophy in dealing with contemporary art. It really is interesting, and we're really looking forward to seeing and hearing people's response to the article. In the last few years, art+object has been fortunate enough to achieve the top prices at auction in New Zealand for some of our leading artists. In Content, Ben Plumley reviews the top 10 sales at art+object from 2007 to the present day, and Ben really examines and looks into just why these paintings were and are, of course, so significant, and why they achieved the prices that they have. A personal pleasure for me on my trip to Italy this year was to visit one of the really great architectural masterpieces of the 20th century, Carlo Scarpa's Brion monument. It's pretty hard to find, but we managed to get out there and take some absolutely wonderful photographs, and Pete Bossley has written a deeply personal response, one architect to another, an homage in effect. It's a beautiful essay, and we really thank Pete for his contribution, and that's one that all architecture fans, I hope, will really enjoy reading. Also in the magazine is a fabulous review by Lloyd Jenkins. Now, Douglas will be known to many of you. He's the author of really the definitive book on New Zealand 20th century design at home. He's also the director of the Hawke's Bay Museum Theatre Gallery, and Douglas has written his choice, his review of the top 10 examples of New Zealand modernist design from the 20th century, and that's really a very personal and quite fun take on the nascent 20th century design movement in New Zealand. All of this original content is in Content magazine, as it's called, commissioned exclusively for the magazine, and I'd really like to take this opportunity to thank all of the contributors, the writers and photographers, and all of the advertisers that have supported the very first issue of Content magazine. It's something that we've produced as a thank you to our valued clients and friends, something that we hope that you will enjoy reading and will be educational and informative, and maybe just a little bit inspirational. Just one thing to note, behind me here is this Pat Hanley painting Golden Age from 1973, which will be one of the feature lots in our upcoming Important Paintings and Contemporary Art sale in late November of this year.